Actions speak louder than words. That's our idiom and our expression today, especially in supersizing our business. Now, if you've had any experience with actions and words not matching, which most of us, if we've, made it past about the age of 5, we've experienced people telling us one thing, yet if we observe them, they're doing something else. When we're kids, and one of the biggest examples and the most critical places to apply this is if you're a parent. And guess what? If you own a business, you're basically in charge of, or the parental figure for everybody that's involved in your business. What you do will always send a much louder message than what you say. How you treat people. If you treat people with dignity and respect, that's what people will come to know you for, and your words won't be as important. You can tell people to treat other people with dignity and respect. You can tell other people to be on time. You can tell other people to do a certain quality level of work. But if you yourself are not doing those things and demonstrating that, your words become hollow and meaningless, and people don't do what you say, they do what you do. People always do what you do, not what you say. Think of kids. If your parents smoked, and my mom smoked and my dad didn't. And it's interesting, I come from a family of 4 girls. 2 of us girls didn't smoke and 2 of the girls did smoke, because we paid more attention to what my mom said, don't smoke, it's bad for you, than watching her behavior, where she smoked 3-4 packs a day when we were little, and then she gave up smoking. God, it's probably been 40-50 years now since she quit smoking, but when we were little girls she smoked. So she could say, don't smoke when you grow up, it's a terrible habit, it's really hard to quit. But each of us, even in the same environment, take different things out of what we experience. Some people experience by seeing what people do more than hearing what they say. It depends if you're, I guess, an auditory or a visual learner. Now, where does this idiom come from? It's actually been around since at least 1628, but Abraham Lincoln made it very famous in its current form in 1856 in his, what did he say, some Congress. I don't remember what it was, but some union address, or Cooper Union address or something. Shame on me for not remembering, but I don't remember. But I remember Abraham Lincoln made this famous by saying actions speak louder than words. And he was, of course, talking about the aftermath of the Civil War, and that the actions of the people in the South would determine what would happen going forward. And then he got assassinated, and it was all out of the water anyway, and things didn't necessarily go the way he would have anticipated and hoped for. So where do we see big bad examples of actions not speaking louder than words? Take our media right now. Our media is something that used to be trusted and you could count on. You could turn on the TV once a day and you could catch the most important things that were going on in the world. In the news, they reported news. Now the media in all forms and all platforms is actually a propaganda and opinion rumor monger spreading tool of whomever, I guess, pays them the most money or whatever their viewers want to hear. The media has become we're going to serve you up what you say you want to see. And it's not just on social media where I guess that behavior was first seen. Now it's on the mainstream media as well. So I'm personally very glad that I quit watching the media in the 80s, the 1980s. I stopped participating and letting other people feed my brain and decided I would think for myself. In the political arena, we definitely see actions and words not matching. We just had a huge COVID bill passed in America that really did the least for American citizens and the people that needed it the most and the people that the politicians are supposed to represent, and did a whole lot for other countries in the world that aren't even supportive of the United States of America. So politicians often say things, especially when it's election time. They'll say whatever they think their constituents or the people they want to vote for them want to hear, but then they'll go get in office and they will do what's in their own best interest to get them ahead, to further their political career, or to line their pockets, not necessarily do what they signed on and vowed to do. We're seeing so much of that these days. And maybe it's like anything else. We're only seeing the bad, but it sure makes you wonder how deep some of this nonsense goes. Have you ever had a significant other or a spouse that cheated on you? They usually are saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, but they're still cheating and sleeping with somebody else. That would be a prime example of Actions speaking louder than words. Again, if you, my favorite is, you can't tell your kids to not do something if you are in fact doing it. You can't tell your kids to not smoke and do drugs and then smoke and do drugs and expect your kids to not smoke and do drugs. It just doesn't work that way. It's like teachers and people in authority telling you to do one thing, yet they're doing just the opposite. If you want people to do and behave in a certain way, you have to actually model that and demonstrate that behavior. It's true in every area and aspect of our life, but no more so than in raising kids and running our own businesses, creating what it is that we want to see in the world. We do that by being a model, being a role model for what it is that we expect and what we want people to do. We teach people how to treat us, and we teach people how to perform and behave in our organizations and in our families and in our lives by how we demonstrate that to them. Curious, your experience with this particular idiom? I've got so much experience with this one, where people will tell you to do one thing and then not do the other. Totally can't stand that. Drives me crazy. I would say it's probably one of my pet peeves. You know, always under promise and over deliver, but be impeccable in your word. Do what you say you're going to do so that people know that they can count on you. Have an amazing day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you use it in supersizing and growing your business today? Take care.